ABC 10 News at 5 starts right now.
Rain is on the way, and it's coming while thousands of people are expected to arrive at our local vaccination sites this weekend. How organizers are preparing for the surge in people and the wet weather. And San Diego County's unemployment rate rising after the state put in new COVID-19 restrictions. Why it may not be so easy to recover when those restrictions are finally lifted.
ABC 10 News at 5 starts now.
And good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson. I am joined remotely by my co-anchor Lindsay Pena. We're going to be checking in with her shortly. But first, the first of a series of winter storms is just hours away from slamming San Diego County. As we take a live look outside right now, clouds are moving in. Although it looks beautiful over downtown, the winds, they will be picking up as the region prepares for some much needed rain and snow. But the storms, they could also cause dangerous conditions on our roadways, especially with the thousands of people expected to get their COVID-19 vaccines this weekend. We'll have more on that in just a minute. We begin our coverage with our ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Dela Cruz in the East County, where residents are trying to keep their homes from flooding.
If you live in the area, you can come to the Heartland Fire Station in Lemon Grove. Firefighters are going to give you an empty sandbag, but you have to make sure you fill it up by yourself. With a winter storm on the way, Rodney Missouri is not taking any chances.
I love the rain, but I just don't want it to be in my house.
To keep that from happening, he brought his 2 kids to the Heartland Fire Station in Lemon Grove, shoveling dirt into sandbags one by one.
Every time it rains hard, the water comes under the sliding glass door right into my family room. I just have standing water always whenever it rains for over 30 minutes to an hour.
He says 10 to 15 bags usually does the trick at home, but he's also worried about the roads.
This is Southern California, and since it only rains a few times a year, it's always slick out there on the road, so you got to pay attention and drive the speed limit, and I try to stay out of it as much as I can.
Roadways weren't really an issue for most of Friday, with only light rain falling throughout the county. But with more rain, wind, and snow expected this weekend, East County firefighters know they'll be busy.
Traffic collisions, a lot of freeway traffic collisions. Occasionally we'll get swiftwater rescues as well.
Only light sprinkles were spotted in Claremont. In Coronado, businesses stacked sandbags outside their doors. Just a few miles north, visitors had to view the Ocean Beach Pier from behind the gate, chained shut since high surf shattered its planks last week. In the past, we've seen piles of trash left on our mountains after crowds head up to see the snow. The Cleveland National Forest reminding visitors to pack it in and pack it out this weekend. Jennifer Dela Cruz, ABC 10 News.
And our meteorologist Angelica Campos is tracking that incoming storm and when you can expect the first rain to fall in your own neighborhood. Here she is right now.
All right, so let me show you what's happening right now so far today. As Jennifer mentioned, just a few sprinkles, but that's just the prefrontal moisture ahead of the main cold front. The storm still sitting up north in the Bay Area with cold air wrapping around and moisture getting picked up in the process. The system is going to be diving south, and that chance is going to be much better for tonight. We're talking 7, 8 o'clock starting in the North County and then spreading east. So here's what it looks like in our rain futurecast. Right around 8:30, most of it offshore. And then it starts moving in right around 9 o'clock, becoming more widespread. We're going to see additional rain showers into tomorrow. And actually tomorrow's rain could mix in with some isolated thunderstorms. A wintry mix is expected to start the day in our mountains, and then changing over to snow accumulations are expected. We'll break it all down. We'll show you how much rain, how much snow is on the way coming up in our 7-day forecast.
We'll talk with you then. Angelica, thank you. The OB Pier remains closed tonight after waves reaching up to 12 feet damaged it over a week ago. This is video after those sets came through. Look at the damage there. We reached out to the city to see when the pier might be repaired and possibly reopened to the public. A spokesperson tells us they are still hoping to have a consultant come out and assess the damage next week, of course, weather permitting.
Now to the coronavirus. All of San Diego County's vaccination sites are planning to remain open despite the forecasted rain. A doctor at the outdoor Petco Superstation told ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner more than 3,000 appointments are scheduled for tomorrow.
A representative with the county is urging vaccine recipients who are scheduled for tomorrow to please come well prepared for the wet weather.
The tents have been reinforced. We've got concrete blocks around them, and they did fine with the wind earlier this week. So we think that we're going to be okay.
Friday, Dr. Christopher Longhurst said that the outdoor vaccination superstation at Petco Park is planning to stay open despite the heavy rain that's expected to hit the region.
We want all the cars under tents, obviously, so we're not giving vaccines in the rain. We also have to make sure that our computers have trash bags and things covering them. But we've been doing this planning all week, and we think we're going to be ready.
UC San Diego is helping operate the county site where 3,500 appointments are scheduled for Saturday. They're currently only accepting drive-up appointments for Phase 1A recipients and those 75 and older. There are no walk-ups.
It was just smooth as silk. The anticipation was worse than the shot.
Darian Steve Bowman spoke to ABC 10 News just after getting the shot Friday at the new vaccination superstation that Sharp Healthcare opened with the county on Thursday. It's inside the old Sears store at the Chula Vista Center Mall. Registration is outside but covered.
5-minute wait in the line. They checked the ID. I thought it was excellent.
Earlier this week, long wait times in the cold and wind at the Escondido site forced some to give up and go home. The county said a computer glitch double-booked appointments. Instead of turning people away, it honored their appointments. For this weekend, the county says it's looking to bring in tent-type structures to some sites to cover any registration or waiting areas that may be vulnerable. Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
And here are the latest numbers for San Diego County. 79 new deaths were reported today. That is the highest number of deaths recorded in a single day since the start of the pandemic. More than 2,300 San Diegans have now died from COVID-19. And more than 2,800 new cases were reported today, bringing our total to more than 222,000.
Today, a San Diego appeals court reaffirmed an emergency order which restricts local restaurants to takeout and delivery only. Now, this came after a Superior Court judge ruled back in December that restaurants should be allowed to stay open for dining. That ruling lasted only a few days before an appeals court issued an emergency order to stop on-site dining. Today's ruling found that Superior Court judge should not have included restaurants in a case that was supposed to be about strip clubs remaining open. San Diego County's unemployment rate jumped to 8% after the governor's latest shutdown order. Our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains why getting our unemployment numbers back down once restrictions ease, that may not be that simple.
The chef right there, this is Chef Jonathan Freiberg.
Chef Freiberg is one of just 3 employees remaining at Leucadia's Valentina restaurant. At the beginning of December, its staff was almost 30.
Not only as a manager of the location, it's also tough as a person to have to tell 26 people, hey, you're not going to get a paycheck for the next foreseeable future.
Restaurant manager Ricardo Zarate Jr. delivered that bad news after Governor Gavin Newsom's new coronavirus shutdown order went into effect. The order limited restaurants to takeout only, capped retail capacity at 20%, and forced salons to close as ICU capacity hit 0 in Southern California. Valentina and employers across our region cut jobs in the wake of the governor's shutdown order. In fact, new numbers from the state show that the region's unemployment rate jumped from 6.6% in November to 8% in December. The state numbers also show that in 2020 as a whole, San Diego employers shed more than 105,000 jobs, about half of which came from restaurants, bars, and hotels. Those jobs likely not coming back until after massive vaccine distribution.
Again, some businesses have closed their doors for good, and they'll eventually be replaced. But it takes a while then for businesses to do that.
As long as the order stays in effect, we will continue to comply.
Zarate Jr. says he's waiting for the green light with 26 workers on speed dial. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
The effort to get people vaccinated across the nation, that continues to be problematic. New York City burned through its last day of supply just today, forcing vaccine centers to turn away thousands of people scheduled to get their shots. In Los Angeles, people are waiting for up to 5 hours at that vaccination superstation at Dodger Stadium. In other parts of California, elderly residents say waiting is just not possible.
We do have friends, a couple of friends, that are simply not able to stand in line for any length of time.
Today, California reported a daily record of 764 COVID-19 deaths. While difficult to hear, the state's rate of new infections is falling. And you can keep up with any new developments surrounding the pandemic by downloading our free mobile app. Just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
The impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump will begin next month. The House plans to deliver the article of impeachment to the Senate on Monday, and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the trial will start the week of February 8th. It comes as the new Biden administration stays busy on a variety of fronts. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
After his first full day in office, we're getting a better look at President Joe Biden's battle plan. The 46th president expected to take more than 30 executive actions by today, including an order requiring federal contractors pay their workers a minimum wage of $15 an hour. It follows a string of actions the new president's taken to jumpstart his agenda and set the tone for his new administration. And amid the COVID-19 pandemic, he's calling for a full-scale wartime effort to combat the virus.
We need more action, and we need to move fast.
Biden is seeking to expand coronavirus testing and increase vaccine availability of 100 million shots in his first 100 days in office, a number some critics say isn't ambitious enough.
We're not packing up our bags and leaving at 100 days.
The Biden plan estimates that a national vaccination strategy with expanded testing requires $160 billion, and he wants an additional $170 billion to help reopen schools and universities. The new president also moving along with plans to provide a path to citizenship for about 11 million people currently without legal status, a move drawing ire from Republicans.
That is why I was disappointed to see within hours of assuming office, the new administration was more interested in helping illegal immigrants than helping our own citizens.
With Democrats controlling both chambers of Congress and the White House, Capitol Hill is now a launch pad for Biden's key priorities, starting with confirming members of his cabinet. This morning, Lloyd Austin becoming the first African-American Secretary of Defense.
Hello, everybody.
But lawmakers also have their hands full with the upcoming impeachment trial of Biden's predecessor. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announcing that the lone article of impeachment against Trump will officially be introduced in the Senate on Monday.
And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pushing back against GOP claims that Trump doesn't have enough time to prepare his defense, saying that he will have had the same amount of time to prepare as the impeachment managers. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
The suspected arsonist behind several fires that sparked in Carlsbad on Wednesday has now been arrested. 49-year-old Dawn Crawford was taken into custody in San Marcos this afternoon. Police say that she is currently homeless. Crawford is believed to have set several fires along Park Drive Wednesday. All of them started in brushy areas close to homes. Investigators say they found evidence that led them to Crawford. She was booked into the Vista detention facility.